they left it in and ended up actually playing it. And it surprisingly led to a really exciting game just because both teams weren't quite perfect. So there was a lot of little exciting individual moments and such in there. But that's not going to be the case for this matchup because they've ended on a pretty strong map for both teams. mousesports, while they don't play it quite as much or haven't rather played it quite as much just as they don't have as many maps on record, they do have a really good record on it. On the other hand, Copenhagen Flames, they've got a ton of experience with 16 played, but their win-loss hasn't been quite as strong.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out for sure, with Mouse starting out on that CT side. They'll just go for the 5 sets of armor early on. They're not going to go for any utility. No kits could be an issue as the Copenhagen Flames have plenty of utility to work, but Rops has already found an opening kill. Takes Xiphon out of action and now looks for a little bit more. Will Bymass over the top. Opportunity onto Roy, looking for it. But the bomb looks like it might get planted. Smoke is currently obscuring Dexter's view, so he's not going to be able to find anything from that position. Now this lobby push from the radio side looks to try and catch out a player in position over there. That's Hooksy, who's in his backside so they can focus on the front. And Nico does a huge double kill from him. Roy as well helping out with another, leaves it just onto these last 2 players, pushing in from the back lines. Frozen does spot out one. Rops finishes it off. A second kill for him, and Frozen chimes in as well. Now all up towards Yabi. A 1 versus 2, and they're looking the wrong way. A few missed shots give a chance, but Yabi will quickly remedy the situation. Copenhagen Flames, a strong start with some strong kills coming through, and everybody seeming to get a little bit of a piece of pie there.
Yeah, nice team effort. That's what you want. Everyone building up a bit of confidence early on. But obviously Nico, though, he done a big job there getting the initial kills coming out of heaven, and then Yabi on the clutch. Also coming up absolutely massive in what is going to be a very helpful pistol round now here on their T side. As we said, there's quite a bit on the line, especially for mousesports, who will be in a slightly... actually a very bad position, not just slightly, if they were to lose this one. Their last game then would have a lot of weight behind it, and as we said, it's not going to be an easy one, as I believe it was G2 indeed that they'll have to play against. But it is the forced buyback for mousesports, and it's not too bad. You get the scout with the deagles, normally a pretty solid combination. If you can get the scout to tag up a couple of players, those deagles become way more effective. When you have a FAMAS on top of it as well, you've definitely got something to work with. You don't see this too often, actually. There is a molly, I was going to say, that could be maybe used to clear out the back of ramp here, but it hasn't been thrown in. So let's see whether the Frozen will be able to catch anyone off guard. No, Roy goes ahead and just clears that as I say it. So the 5-on-4 is going to be taken in favor of Copenhagen Flames. They're forced to just go ahead and give up ramp in the meantime as well. Acor can't do anything about it. And while Dexter is already rotated down alongside Rops on the FAMAS, it's going to be tough to really do anything from the doors. Little choke points tend to be pretty difficult to deal with, especially when you don't have the weapons. Maybe Rops can catch one, though. Oh, yeah, he should be able to catch the bomb planter. There we go, he gets the kill, but Roy at least ready for the trade. But it gives them a bit of hope here, I was going to say, because obviously now the bomb plant has been delayed quite massively, but unfortunately for Mouse, they just get wiped across the board. It's only Acor, and with a scout, he's going to back off and save it.
Man, Roy just looks like the ultimate dad. Like... doesn't he just?
Wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Let's not open those wounds, shall we? Moving on. Copenhagen Flames, pretty clean round, all things considered. Just that 1 kill from Rops. Yeah, as you said, it looked like there might be an opportunity for something to come through, a little bit of carnage caused, but ultimately, it's just Acor to save this scout and maybe find a little bit of damage in the next round. That's all you really scout on its own probably isn't going to be able to win you around, though. Unless it's something supernatural.
Start floating or something. You're expecting supernatural?
Yeah.
I mean, and just 1 or 2 kills, as you said, would be decent. It makes those USPs as well just also so much more effective. If that nade that's been bought up by Frozen can tag up a couple of players, maybe the scout basically becomes an op then with the one-shot ability on towards those. So it's there's opportunities. You can see a chance here for at least a few kills maybe to come true. I don't think they'll be exactly aiming to win the round. They'll be realistic with their chances rather. We'll see. Copenhagen Flames definitely want to try and take things cleanly here to really start building up that economy. It's always the case in a best of 1 like this. In the early stages, you want to try and bolster up that money as much as possible because you don't get any more opportunities. It's all on that 1 map, of course. So if you can stabilize the economy and give yourself a bit of space for if the early gun rounds don't go as well, it's always nice. good outside control so far from Copenhagen Flames, as you'd expect. They've got the weapons in their favor. They've got the range with all those rifles. So Mouse not really looking to challenge it initially, but Frozen. Nice little double tap on Hooksy.
Not sure how much is going to open things up for the mousesports side, but it's certainly at least an extra kill that'll go the mousesports way, and they'll be sure to clear Frozen out of this position. He's very far back towards the this forklift. Couldn't think of the word there. It is a forklift. He does get taken. So just Bemis and an Acor left. And even then, as soon as I say it, Acor is quickly dispatched of Bemis in the site with a P250. Maybe he can catch a kill on one of these players from Heaven. Maybe he'll get instantly shot. Who knows? I mean, he finds one. There you go. A little bit of damage in the round. 2 kills. Not bad considering what you brought in on the mousesports side.
Yeah, as I said, they're kind of expectations of the round would have been relatively realistic, and they'll be pretty happy with what they were able to get out of it. Now they're coming onto the actual full buy, and this is where things do really need to start working out for them. You can't really be happy with a couple of kills. Those round wins need to be pulled in their favor. And while you're seeing a position where there's still a decent amount of money actually left over for Copenhagen Flames as well. So even with the bit of damage that had been done, mousesports likely need a couple of rounds back to back if they want to actually break that economy. We'll see whether that's something they can achieve or not. Nades are a little bit limited after the initial few seconds even here for the CT side. They've been forced to use quite a few of them. Copenhagen Flames did pressure out the door even. Didn't actually drop anyone down. I do believe the CTs are aware of that. They haven't actually called any rotations down to the lower half of the map. Instead, Frozen playing above the smoke in secret. It looked like he was going to have the drop on Hooksy, but no. Somehow the Galil comes out on top of that challenge.
It is a great opening for the Flames now. Exactly what you need in a round like this, where you do have that sort of lesser weaponry in those Galils. Obviously, Nikodos with the AWP as well, but now the man advantage potential for Copenhagen Flames to work off the back of this. Dexter in towards main, trying to orchestrate the troops. They have a little bit of a push towards the squeaky door, but Yabi is waiting. Dexter quickly trades. Make sure that Mouse aren't going to start running out of players here too early on. Make sure that it's at least just a one-man deficit as they work their way around towards Heaven, do the Copenhagen Flames. Hooksy's going to have a little bit of a look over the ledge, see if he can find Bemas inside the site. Good kill from the mousesports man, though, inside, and he gets the double as well. Bomb drop down. Round pretty much secured at this point, I think, because it's going to have to be a huge effort from Zyphon and Nico as Dexter just shotguns Zyphon to the back with that AWP, and Nico just has to hold on to this AWP. 1 versus 3, 7 seconds to play with. Yeah, just keep that AWP alive into the next round. You'll have a pretty solid buy around it, though, so you're not going to have to do all the heavy lifting.
They'll still have a decent amount to work with. It's not going to be the worst position. Work by BMAS there as well. Got a weird... I don't know if your feed was like stuck on a weird flash screen there. That was strange. But yeah, good work by Mouse anyway. Able to get themselves onto the board. As you said, they will get a decent amount behind it. It was kind of the bonus round from Copenhagen Flames. I'd said they could obviously afford to revive, but having a little bit extra there with the op saved over definitely gives some assistance. Acor's in trouble, actually. He drops the smoke. Did they not realize he can actually go down? Apparently, Hooksy now realizes, but his head is more than enough for Acor to go ahead and take the frag. A very small target. Only needed one opportunity to find it, but it's perfect from Acor. 5 on 4 early on now in favor of Mouse. I know the majority of these Copenhagen Flames players, I believe, are towards outside also, but while Frozen tries to take a bit of a peek and is punished for it. It was an awkward spot, to be fair. He didn't really have any way to back off the safety, unfortunately, and didn't have any teammates ready to give him assistance either.
Yeah, and ultimately he's into the 4 on 4, so you've got to, now if you're the mousesports side, try and recollect yourselves, get yourself back onto that man advantage. But Yabi has other ideas. First kill comes through, quick trades are there, but Roy is still going to keep things interesting with a flank up towards Heaven. He's managed to catch out another player, and now Rops really wants to try and find him, but he's stuck towards the top of the ladder. Roy is not going to give anything away for the time being. Instead, he's going to let his teammates start to find a little bit of impact. But it's Rops that'll be finding the next kill. Roy drops down. That will have definitely been heard by Rops with just 15 HP. It's like a cat and mouse game right now between Roy and Rops here. Finally, Roy finds him.
Rops did get a kill beforehand, at least, so it's
Yeah.
it's not completely for nothing. And in terms of the damage, Roy is a bit lower here than Dexter, so it's only one bullet Dexter needs, and he's gonna find it. Just waits for those footsteps, uses the time, and then to pop out, realizing obviously Roy's trying to rush in to retrieve that bomb. And Mouse will get themselves a second round. It's a much closer one, so their own economy doesn't really build up at all off the back of it, but it does also now finally break down the economy of Copenhagen Flames, who have to take an eco. Now we're actually going to call in a timeout. Probably focused more so on the next round. They could be considering a buy, I guess, since only one player survived. They know that the CTs also have very little money behind them, but it would be a risky one. I think a few pistols maybe. Get the proper buy again back in this next round and hope you can get a few kills, obviously, in this one so that you still have the chance of breaking them.
I think that's probably the best route to take. As they will. Oh, Roy. AK bought up. They're going for it. 3 Deagles, AK, and a Galil. We'll see if the Copenhagen Flames are going to be able to get enough from this. They don't. It's onto the eco for them. And mousesports, their economy isn't too great either. You've got that FAMAS still for VMAS. Not much cash build up for any of these players, as Acol wants to have a little bit of a search towards the yard. Can't find anything for the time being, as Frozen will have to dive down the vents and try and just be aware that there's potential for players to already be down secret, but it's Acol who finds the first. Good kill of the AWP, catches Xiphon. Roy is going to look to try and trade out, though. He's been able to get deep towards Garage and is now trying to crawl forward all the time in. Just works out for Roy. He's able to creep so far forward. Acol has no idea, and he is a dead man. But Roy's going to play the trigger discipline. He wants more than just a first kill. Unfortunately, he's going to pull the trigger a little bit early. Could have maybe found a second onto Rops. But instead, he'll get his way up towards Heaven. And this maybe makes things very awkward for the Copenhagen Flames because, yeah, you're in a man advantage, but you've got that player over towards your Heaven position. These A players aren't feeling too safe. The Copenhagen Flames are actually going to push down with the remaining 2 players in towards this B site. Hooksy and Nico Dos going to be able to get that bomb planted unless Dexter can swing around quickly and deny it. Well, he's still searching towards the yard for damage. The bomb has been planted, and now Dexter is going to have a little bit of a peek in from that squeaky door. Not spotting anything, though, Dean.
No, it had been planted safely in behind a silo. He had, as you said, looked to see if he could do anything about stopping that bomb plant, but it wasn't available, and well, now it's going to be, as you said, a pretty difficult retake to come in. BMAS is already tagged up quite heavily. Dexter leading the charge, but they've all fallen back off to just play from within the double doors, to play off of that bomb, to try and run down the timer. Apart from Roy, as he goes on a little bit of a flank, it's an adventure. The double with the spray down. Dexter's just looking to try and initially hold it, but he's been pulled off it. Nikodos has done it on time, and he even hits the headshot just to be sure. Taking the kill with him, and he even survives. Damn, that nuke bomb does very little damage now. Compared to what it used to do a few years back. As you said, Roy could have maybe got an extra kill from that, but wanted to just take the position and instead move before things maybe kind of spiraled out of control for him, in case there was anyone, for example, moving back in from hell or anything. What a clutch there. What a great hold on the afterplant in general. That flank in from Roy, he gets so much done. Obviously got that initial kill, as you mentioned, but then the double spray down as he comes from single. Pretty much does it all, even though he gets traded then. It would have been impossible without it.
Yeah, it's a super nice spray down as well. Just very nice transfer of the spray. And now you can see mousesports. They fall victim to that Copenhagen Flames full investment, and now they are left with just the pistols themselves. They'll eco a little bit so they have enough cash for that next round buy. Still got like Dexter and Rops with about $1,800. Xiphon, okay. Just removes Dexter from the round. As these couple Mousesport players want to try and have a lobby with his USP. The Abbey is there, though, and with the MAC-10, it's just going to farm easy cash for himself. 2 kills come through, and now Frozen and Rops the last 2 alive. Dean, not sure they're going to be able to do much of this, do you?
Nah, not fancying their chances. Only
Nah.
pistols, sure. Ops has a 5.7 at least alongside some body armor. Couple of kills would be nice to at least make the bit of investment they put into the round worthwhile. Didn't really have much else other than this, though, I don't believe. I think it was just Dexter who had also bought up a deagle for himself. So, not expecting too much. They hear the bomb plant also going down now. I mean, there's no real reason to save. You may as well just try and maybe link up for a couple of exits here. If you could get a weapon that'll be brought over into the next round, that'd be very useful. I guess the only real reason not to take the fights would be to avoid those Mach 10s, to not feed the economy of Copenhagen Flames. They already have a little bit in the case of Yabi, though. You got a nice double. And a shot from Rye is actually going to take out Frozen. Didn't quite get the catch it. But I guess as long as Rop saves over that body armor really is what's going to be useful for him, as he does have the lowest economy alongside Dexter. Here's all those players actually leaving through the lobby, so he's tempted to maybe see if he can find one. And we'll get to think initially, but he's not able to finish it off, unfortunately. So 5-2 for Copenhagen Flames. They've got a fantastic start here for themselves on the T side of Nuke. And if this gun round here doesn't go the way of mousesports, then things are just going to start getting way too far out of control for them.
Yeah, Nuke. CT side, you generally want to be winning them. That's at least what the general consensus is. Copenhagen Flames, just a few more rounds and they will be in a prime position, as you say. mousesports really do need to start picking up the pace a little bit here, and this gun round is going to be their first step to try and do so, as they'll bring out the 5 rifles, a mixture of the M4s and the AUGs. Copenhagen Flames, they're going to keep running with a couple Mach 10s, like, not upgrading off them. I don't know, it's a bold call, we'll see if it pans out, but you're gonna have, I think 1 Mach 10 I'd probably be okay with. 2 seems a little bit egregious. 2 feels like, okay, now you've got to try and facilitate 2 Mach 10s into your play, or hope that maybe Mouse get aggressive and hand you over a rifle early. Nuke's he's going to look towards the yard. He's not had a great game so far, just the 2 kills, but if he could find one with his Mach 10, that'd be his job done in the round, I think.
Yeah, functioning as a little bit of a lurker right now. It does seem like it's going to be the execute onto A, so we might try and even move quickly through main, or potentially just to catch anyone who then starts rotating over to that position, because as we can see, there's usually a player around garage or around the credit card area. A little bit of a gap? No, not quite the vision on towards the top, and Dexter just moved down either way. They're not moving in as of yet. I was going to say waiting a while before actually tossing down that utility. Begin to put it in, but they're actually going to move in towards the ramp. I like this. Managing to catch Rops as well on a pretty aggressive angle. Wasn't given room to fall back and stay alive. It's ended up now in a 3-on-3. Nikodos, it seems like he's been expected in towards the door, but it doesn't matter. He's quicker on the trigger. A 3-on-2 suddenly in Copenhagen Flames' favor, and Frozen's gonna have to pull off a miraculous play from the double doors, and he's not able to do it. It's all onto Acor. He does at least return 1, but does he want to actually give this retake a go? Maybe. He's going to go back towards the vent. Try to maybe fake out the steps going towards ramp. I don't know, though. It's already taken away a little bit. They don't have money for much in this next round, but you also kind of desperately need to win some rounds.
I don't, yeah. You do need the rounds, but he's taken so long here.
It's done now.
If he wants to go for this, there's no time now. Even if you get these 2 kills instantly, it's just done. And Yabi even gets the kill. He was just posted up on that angle waiting for him. So 6 on the board for the Flames. And on the mousesports side, only 2 right now on Nuke. It's probably going to be 7 here as well, because you've got this purchase coming through for the mousesports, which, I mean, you can't even really call it a purchase, I guess. It's just going to be a little bit of a pistol round from them. A couple deals, a couple 5.7s. Acor left on just a USP, wants to save for that AWP, which is fair enough. Hasn't had massive impact with it, though. I think I can only remember 1 AUG kill with that weapon. Obviously hasn't had it much, but just a straight run in towards his A site from the Copenhagen Flames, and it's worked out pretty well to start things off. A 2-for-1. And they'll get the bomb planted. No troubles for them.
Yeah.
Should be the round lockdown.
Wasn't the buy, though, from mousesports, so
yeah,
not too surprising. They'll have to really turn it around, though, on this next gun round, and we'll be looking to try and bring it all the way towards 8, really, if they want to be happy with the half. Again, this is not the ideal position for mousesports to be in if they still want to be looking to try and make their way in towards the playoffs. Currently 2-1. This one would put them 2-2, and then their last match is against G2, so that's by no means a certain win at all. That's going to be a difficult one for sure. But if they lose this, I think their chances of even getting into the top 2 will be gone. Then they'd perhaps just be fighting for that 3rd place, obviously, depending on how G2's games go. But it looks like they're about to take down Fun Plus Phoenix, at least, in the one that they have going on at the moment as well. They're 12-5 in that matchup.
Interesting. But at least for the mousesports side, their conditions for getting to the major aren't as steep as the likes of maybe Copenhagen Flames are.
Yeah.
Mousesports already have a good deal of points, so I think it's only top 11 they need to guarantee a spot in the major.
Be nice to confirm the legend spot though, for sure.
Yeah, of course. The more points you get, the sort of the higher up into the tournament you start. Obviously, legends being the best, you start at the final stage, and then you've got the challengers and the contenders. For a shot, but doesn't know Jabby's close, and he gets the double as well. Knows there must be a player there off the bottom of the boost, and just bangs him through the vent. 2 for the price of 1, pretty much. And mousesports already looking like a done deal with this round going by the wayside. Unless you can see something magnificent going through from these remaining mousesports players. We're going to see Copenhagen Flames already locking in a halftime lead.
Yeah, it's very likely. And they'll probably, at this rate, extend it a little bit further even in their favor. Oops, he's lurking outside still, so this could cost him his life. Rock should have him just walking into the crosshair. Yeah, not a shot he's going to miss. I don't know if they're really going to be able to give it much of a go, though, in terms of actually moving down now for a retake, because they don't have anyone there to currently defend the B anyway. So the bomb's definitely going to be getting planted. And mousesports are just looking super flat at the moment. To be fair, Copenhagen Flames have been blasting through the group so far, but
yeah,
I thought they'd find more resistance here from mousesports than what we're currently getting, especially on the CT side. Oh, Frozen being teased a little bit.
God.
And he's not even going to peek him in the end. He's going to fall back. He doesn't care.
That is the ultimate tease. Dimas is going to recover a secondary. Hold on.
Oh, again.
Mind, he is not going to recover a secondary. Hope this time Yabby, enough of the teasing. He's just gone full in. Oh, it was all a big bait. Roy from the heaven finishes him off. Rops at least trades that frag, but all of that and Bemis gets shot in the back. Or Frozen gets shot in the back, rather. That was how the round started out.
Yabby was having way too much fun with that, though.
Yeah.
Even gets the 1 kill on the ladder, but yeah, Frozen was just not quite able to get the time, and he kept kind of shifting his crosshair up at the last moment as well, so as he'd fly back down, that'd cause him to miss it. 8-2, though. We expected that round to go the way of Copenhagen Flames, but not quite as dramatically as it did. It's actually an eco here as well. You've got the op for 8-core, but other than that, just some pistols and some Kevlar, rather. They'll be focusing on trying to pull things back to a 6-9 half at that point, I suppose. Which would be decent, I guess, but it wouldn't be ideal, and it honestly doesn't look very likely.
No, I mean, I'm fully expecting the Flames to be finding double digits here and maybe a little bit more. It's really looking that way. Mousesports just in these early rounds. I mean, obviously, Yabby gets into a position that mousesports just don't expect there. It's a little bit unorthodox, but it still just feels like there's not much gas in the tank for them right now, and we're still very, very early on in the journey. So with the situation the way it is in the UK, Dean, I'm not sure they're going to be finding many petrol stations on the way.
Yeah, we're okay here for now. In Ireland, thankfully.
Lucky you. Lucky you.
Yeah, we didn't Brexit ourselves, so.
Yeah.
It's always that positive. Keeps a few more markets open.
Yeah.
Is it everywhere? I haven't really looked into it. I thought it would just be kind of certain places, as it was with the shelves. We've got to focus on the game for now, because the bomb's actually being dropped in the hook. Nikodos able to land 1 kill back for Copenhagen Flames. I was going to say that's all so far, but as Yabi pulls another one in their favor, now suddenly with both Bimas and Rops being pretty low, it does start to look quite a bit better. They have indeed also managed to recover the bomb, rather. So they can slow this down. They don't really have to push into A right now, but they do need to move relatively quickly with just under 40 seconds remaining. And as it looks like they don't really want to go towards ramp, then A is the only other option. So back in they go.
Back in they go. BMS 5 HP on the top of the hook. If he finds at least one here, that would be huge. I think he was just spotted out. I think Yabi is really looking for him, gets the kill, and with Frozen being caught in the meanwhile, it leaves it all up to Rops. A 1 versus 3, 5-7 in hand. Let's see what you've got. I think Nico is watching for this with the AWP as well. But with that low HP, Rops gets a first little tag off, and that's enough to get the kill. And now he spotted out the first and I think the second player there. I'm not sure if the gun barrel just revealed Yabi's position, but as he tries to push forward, he's just clattered. Yabi is having an absolute tear this game, 16-3. What an animal.
And even then, not all of his impact is being based purely on those kills. There was the ladder climbing up and down. He was kind of having a little bit of a leg workout on that one, just baiting for his teammate. Roy having a fantastic game as well at 13-8. He's had so much impact that round where he got the flank in. Even if that round went the way of Mouse like it was looking to, or looking at least possible to, then this could be a completely different half.
Nico wants to change things up though, and he's going to look towards the aggressive play towards the yard. Has a bit of support from Frozen. So a nice little 1-2 punch from the Mouse side. Good first shot from Aiko, but instantly traded by Roy, and Yabi finding one as well. It just feels like mousesports take 1 step forward in these rounds, and then it's just Copenhagen Flames pushing them 2 steps back. They now sit in the man disadvantage. Rops does secure the kill into Cypher. So there may still be life in this round as they try and secure the third.
Yeah, as you said, that was a decent catch. Bit of a wall bang, I think, kind of spray between them there on main as well. Oh, that reload was definitely heard. Yabi could be in trouble. No, he's actually going to be the one to come out on top of it on Frozen. Okay then, the AK obviously gives him the slight advantage. Might even take the second fight up against Bmaz. Doesn't win that one out, though. Bit overzealous in the end. But they've still got a 2-on-2. 4-head cam from Rops.
Jeez.
And it works. He actually gets himself the kill. Full focus, that's what it was. Rai walks and wanders into the crosshair, leaving it all onto Nikodos. He'll sneak down secret and does still have about 30 seconds, but let's see. What can he actually get done? If he moves relatively quickly, I think he'll have a bit of time to actually position on the afterplant as well. If he doesn't, though, they are pushing through lobby currently, so I think they'll realize A is pretty clear and have definitely confirmed it now. But as I said, he's given himself at least a few seconds to fall back, have a chance potentially even to catch one of these one-on-ones. As you can see with the push actually being quite separated. Bmaz moving in on his own. Oh, the timing might just work in his favor, though, pushing around into a position that Nikodos doesn't expect. He's yet to beat it, though. Is the timing going to work in his favor? The flick has to come in. He does get the vision, but it doesn't land. Bmaz comes out on top, and mousesports finally get themselves with another round onto the board, up to 3. They'll need the final 3, though, to be even somewhat happy with the CT side.
Yeah, somewhat happy. Yeah, I think if you can at least go into that second half with a little sort of string of rounds at the end and some sort of confidence, it can definitely turn around on the T side. But yeah, 9 already is really, really dangerous, and Copenhagen Flames call a timeout. That's the sort of level they're at right now, where they've lost a single round here. They call a timeout straight off the back of it. They want to make sure they aren't going to allow mousesports any more rounds. They have got their foot on the throat of mousesports right now, and they want to keep it there. They'll get that full investment back in. They've got plenty of cash as well. They can buy up this round and the next round, and potentially, depending on if they save guns and or get bomb plants, the round after. That's what their economy's like right now.
Yeah, they're basically good for the rest of the half.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy position for mousesports. thankfully don't have any weaknesses rather into their own buy, despite only living with the 2 players. They still get everything they could really now. Oppa included on towards Acor. As you said, the pressure's on. They need to keep on winning here and now. They need to come back up to 6, get that pistol round in the second half, and then maybe we start believing that they can pull themselves back into this one. But it's going to be a quicker attempt at the A play now. Right, not having a good time as Beamaz stands tall up against the hook, getting the double initially, and then having backup from both Dexter and Frozen as all 5 players tried to move out of hut and just had 0 success. A little tight choke point, they get mowed down. There wasn't even a need for much utility, I don't believe. Straight up gunfights won in favor of mousesports, and well, they made that one look pretty easy.
I mean, Beamaz, the first play, wasn't looking at him. He just holds Mouse 1, gets a nice couple sprays there. And that's one way to give mousesports a route back in this first half. They will go for that rebuy, obviously, as we mentioned. They have enough cash, but the next round's going to get a little awkward for the Copenhagen Flames if they can't pick this one up. You can see, like, Zyphon, $150, $1,000 for a couple plays as well. So, bomb plant here on top of the loss bonus will give a little bit of sustenance, but already Beamaz finding an opening kill. A little bit of aggression from mousesports, maybe feeling a little bit of their mojo back, as Dexter's actually burnt out Hooksy as well. When's that happened? Is that towards main?
Yeah, I believe so. Above it, I'm pretty sure. So must have caught the drop down. There's going to be a trade back from Rye. Goes up in towards Heaven, and he's gotten himself in here as well. They are still outnumbered in the 3-on-4. Beamaz, though, if the peaks are timed well here, could be in a lot of trouble with trying to actually deal with the split onto the bomb site. Nikodos finds the opening. And now with Beamaz gone, there should be space for him to get this bomb planted unless Rops in Heaven catches him off guard. But no, Rye is ready for it. He was also watching the ladder just in case, and with the nade coming up, he knows where that last man is. Frozen's position confirmed. I'd say probably Frozen and Fear looking to just back away, because there is a couple of teammates who don't quite have the economy for the investment here into this next and final round of the half, so it'll be quite useful if you can drop over an M4 to one of them. But it's going to be double digits for Copenhagen Flames on the T side. A tremendous showing no matter what.
My God, some of these Copenhagen Flames players are just playing out of their minds right now. Roy, I have no idea how he gets the kill on the player towards Heaven that pushes him. That's amazing. Nikodos, 2 kills with the AWPs. I didn't get to see them. We were focused on Roy, but I'm sure they were excellent as well. So, good job, Nikodos. But, yeah, 10 now for the Copenhagen Flames, and that's double digits. We have 1 round left to play for.
I've got to say, though,
go on.
It's interesting with the fact that they're so dominant with both Zyphon and Hooksy just kind of chilling on 4 and 10 and 5 and 10. Still making it work as well as they currently are.
But that's a worry, though, because if you see Roy and Yabby drop off, are Zyphon and Hooksy going to be able to step up to the plate and deliver the sort of required frags and get this across the line for the Copenhagen Flames? That's what you sort of worry about right now. But for now, things are all right. Copenhagen Flames will be having some smiles sort of internally, maybe not on their faces because they're all very focused. But internally, they'll be feeling rather confident now into this last round. There you go. There's a kill for Hooksy. He answers your queries there, Dean.
Oh yeah, they're definitely capable. I was just saying they've been mostly chilling. They've been in the back sometimes. At other moments, they've been the ones who move in initially and let their teammates kind of trade them out. But Hooksy gets his shot at a bit of an entry and will snatch it up against Frozen. And I think Dexter, did he get wallbanged? I don't think he peeked. He went straight down to 37 from an up shot and was in main. So I believe that just landed for Nikodos. That's not going to be helping them at all. And what's already a struggle, Props isn't going to land either. Zyphon moving back into main, or into lobby rather. Both of the players we mentioned who are playing a little bit, who are having a slower performance rather for Copenhagen Flames, stepping up here in the final round of the half. Hooksy will eventually fall, but they've still got the advantage for now. And Dexter, he's actually going to rotate straight down. They have already got their way on towards B, and he might be able to do a little bit about it as he catches them off guard, but he doesn't actually get the finish on Zyphon.
My God, they are just... I don't know, this Copenhagen Flames lineup, they are just not allowing themselves to die, but Acor, he'll force them to. He's getting flanked on by Nikodos, and it's just a single little tap, but there were some incredible shots. Roy, I don't know how he found that shot in towards lobby as well. That boggles the mind. We'll head to a short break, and maybe we'll see more of this Copenhagen Flames destruction. Welcome back. 11-4 on the score. Your eyes do not deceive you, neither do your ears, as Copenhagen Flames have put the hurt on this mousesports lineup here on Nuke, and now let's switch over to the CT side, a side that should generally have the better run of things. We'll see if they can maybe turn that on its head, mousesports, but coming into this pistol round, you need to step up. You've got a flashbang for Dexter, the P250 for Rops, and Copenhagen Flames are actually going to put Hooksy on a CZ75. Oh dear. Yabby's just tapped away Rops. A little nice peek from him, and looking for more. The follow-up shot's not as clean, as Frozen's able to make his way towards Secret, but Roy now looking to try and close out that kill. Nobody's able to take him down. Finally, Zyphon's going to break the deadlock and find a kill towards the ramp room. And again, it's like they can hit one shot, but then they just can't hit the rest of the mag. Finally, it seems like it's coming to a close, though, with BMAS the last one alive, and even he doesn't last much longer than the sentence.
Yeah, that was a nasty initial one-tap from Yabby, and you think you're set up for what's going to be a round of nice, crisp USP kills, and yeah, nah, wasn't. Not quite. It was still obviously a very dominant pistol round overall. They didn't actually drop a single player, so Copenhagen Flames do manage to just kind of walk through Fnatic. They're bringing themselves up to 12-4. Through Mouse, what am I about Fnatic? And now mousesports are in a horrible position. I was obviously thinking about the groups and how it's probably going to give FaZe now actually a really good opportunity to probably get that second position. Mouse are going to be in trouble if they do lose this one, of course, as we had mentioned before. How many Glocks here? They have one P250. So it's likely 13-4 before the guns actually come out, and then that's really the gun round where it needs to happen for Mouse. Otherwise, it's basically done at that stage. If they were to lose it out, they'd be conceding map point before they'd get another opportunity. And very slow considering what they have to work with here. I guess the hope is that Copenhagen Flames are going to go really aggressive, but they're not really looking for that, and they don't need to. Oh, did he see the head? Not too sure. The M4A when Esto outside. The ideal weapon. At least now.
Yeah.
The op in gun rounds would be better.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd still prefer an AWP probably, but as a rifle, yeah, the A1S is pretty solid. Can't complain too much.
Kevlar-less opponents as well. It's so crisp if you get those little one-taps. Not quite the laser beam it was years back. Spots the run boost. Actually not going to be able to laser beam him at all. Neither is his teammate, so a lot of ground being covered now. They've made their way down Secret. Yabby at least in position. Does find the first man quite a bit ahead of the rest of the team. And then lines them up for a nice little spray down as well. He didn't finish Dexter, but he put him on one, so it's an easy finish then for Zyphon. Leaving only Rops, and he's not able to get anything at all done from that one. It's going to be another clean round coming in for Copenhagen Flames. 2 in a row where they don't drop a single player. And now mousesports onto this bye just have to win, as I said. If they don't, then it's basically done for.
Yeah, you're not really feeling too confident about a 4-15 comeback at that point. You need a few rounds now before things get out of hand, and Yabby's going to be rolling with that MP9. They've got a couple FAMASs and those 2 M4s still in action, because obviously they didn't lose anybody in that previous round. No reason to really reinvest onto weapons that aren't needed, but initially aggression towards the lobby, and it's Nico, Dos, and Zyphon that do trade out. BMAS did find one, Rops with one as well, so they've been able to bring it back into a 3-on-3, but can Rops stay alive? No, he can't. Roy is there, and Roy is just so clean. That's his 20th kill. Frozen alone against Free, and by like a minute 30 still remaining on the clock, Frozen's now left in a pretty unwinnable round. As we preface this saying, Mouse needed to win this one, really, to keep their chances alive. They now sit with their hopes and dreams on Frozen, who's 4-14 in this game so far. Not had a good time of things, but this could be a chance for him to really stand up and deliver for his team. He's been able to recover the bomb. He's going to work his way towards the yard with just under a minute on the clock still to play with. I'm sure the Copenhagen Flames will realize that he's scurried his way out of there, and you can see already, I believe that is Hooksy. Yes, it is Hooksy. Already made his way over towards Secret, trying to intercept Frozen, but we'll see if the timing is going to work. Frozen's already heading towards Heaven, and he's going to get shot in the back. Hooksy gets it perfectly timed, and that is 14, and that's the must-win round, not going the way of mousesports.
was so fast as well, as you had said, where already it was pretty much decided with only Frozen left. And he's been having a very tough game so far. I didn't realize he was struggling to the extent that he is. 4-15 right now. When we seen mousesports losing out to Fun Plus Phoenix as well the other day, I do believe it was Frozen who was also having a bit of a slower game, as well as Rops, who in this one anyway, Rops obviously is having a pretty decent performance, but it hasn't been anywhere near enough from him nor anyone else, considering they are down 4-14 and aren't going to be given much of a fight in this one. So 15 likely to be found. The map point should be put in favor of Copenhagen Flames, and then they'll have 11 chances to go ahead and close it out. So there's not going to be too much stress rather on the Danish boys. Words are getting harder as the night goes on, aren't they?
Yeah, honestly, just brain power is dwindling.
I'm sure it's pretty rough for the players as well, to be fair.
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't know how many of on those gamer hours.
Also a bit ahead of us in time.
Oh yeah, true.
Playing over in Sweden on LAN.
Yeah, that's true. So it's just getting on to midnight now.
Mm-hmm. I do believe the EU games actually start a little bit earlier tomorrow, though, so that's going to be a positive.
They do. Yeah.
Good pick onto Rops outside. Had the flash over from his teammate just in time for him to go ahead and find that one without really risking too much. And while Zyphon will actually reface him, and Rye decides to go ahead and do the same from main, he'll be punished. Dink had been put in towards the man up in heaven as well, as I had said, being Zyphon. So there's a chance for a little bit to be done here, especially as Frozen gets himself an M4. We said he's been struggling. This will be a perfect time for him, the perfect time rather, for him to go ahead and wake up. But he's going to have to do a lot more now, as he's left with just Acor to try and salvage the 2-on-3. And they've only got 20 seconds. They need to hurry up and run somewhere. If they go into A, it's pretty much everyone waiting here as well, and it really is the only option now, so I don't fancy their chances, to be honest. Although the door's closed, that can make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, Mal's going to expect this, though. Yabby will be hearing all those steps. He's going to try and get the time in. And he gets the shot onto Frozen. Huge one found. I think Acor just got onto the plant in time. And he does, but not more than that. It's 15 for the Flames and the mousesports side. They're char-grilled right now.
Yeah, it's not the normal method for exterminators to burn the mice out, but it seems to be working in this case anyway.
Probably the least ethical as well.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
Probably the worst for in terms of affecting yourself. You're burning down your own house.
Sorry.
Usually.
Sorry. We did remove the mice from your home. However, we also removed all the furniture because we burnt it.
And the walls. Yeah, we've just straight up removed your home. Enjoy.
It was not safe anymore.
Yeah, this hasn't been safe for mousesports, though. They're not safe in general in the group now with this. It's going to be a 2-2 scoreline, as we were saying, for mousesports. G2 still ahead of them. Even if they win that game, then it's going to be a pretty close one between them. I'm not too sure actually exactly how it'll break down. Obviously, Copenhagen Flames aren't going to be like jumping in between them or anything, since they're already pretty firmly up in first place. That'll put them 4-0 now, and they've only got Big, I believe, left to play, who obviously haven't been having a fantastic time. Although Big, I think, are about to take their win over Aura, but it's been an incredibly close one, so that's not a game really that I'd even be expecting them rather to struggle in. Good opening by Rops, though, so a positive note at least to kick off this round here for Mouse, and they need to take it, as I said, to get the first of 11 in a row.
You just saying that has just really made it it's one of those things you just hear. Now, can this be the first of 11 in a row? Well, probably might be. It could be a first. 11 in a row just seems outrageous, but Acor, another shot for him, finds his 9th kill and extends the advantage in this round. So maybe Mouse are able to find 5 on the board and delay the Copenhagen Flames just a little bit longer, but we've seen it before already in rounds like this where the Copenhagen Flames are able to bail themselves out of 2-man deficits time and time again, or at least make things very, very costly, very close. So we'll see if the mousesports side have maybe learned their lesson and can convert off the back of this. BMAS wants to have a look in through the squeaky door, has made a bit of noise with that AK shot. I think they'll know he's there. You can see Roy is posted up looking for him now. They do need to worry about Rops, though, in towards the hut as well. And you can see all 3 of these Flames players, they're positioned up towards the A site. The bomb's getting planted on B. So I think for Copenhagen Flames, maybe Operation Save Rifles.
Yeah, Are they going to be allowed to? I'm not too sure. Do they want to? No, they actually want to... Yeah, they do want to back off, but obviously look at Ross's position. He should spot them in about 2 seconds. Yeah, he has the backup then from BMAS as well. That was a little bit awkward. They were given a bit of room to actually move through. But yeah, not going to be able to hang on to the actual M4s anyway, but Yabi will at least have the op carried over. Not a big deal. They do have pretty decent money there. They'll be able to get everyone else reinvesting quite easily. I don't think Mao's going to be throwing much away here either, though, because even though they won't need to reinvest at any point, since if they lose a round, it's over anyway, you still need to make sure you're going to be getting all your rifles, all your nades and such out. Just ensure there's not going to be a single thing missing, so that there's no reason really for you to be losing the round, because there just is no room for a mistake to be made at this stage. 10 more rounds to go. It's a little bit more realistic than the 11 they were looking at a moment ago. And that's how it works, 1 round at a time.
Yeah. Do you reckon what the win percent for Copenhagen Flames dropped from what 95 to 94 that round, maybe?
Maybe 0.5%. I think it'll start speeding up maybe as it gets closer, because it still looks at least like a definite win at this stage. Although BMAS, he's trying again to do his best to ensure that that's not the case. A good opening. Acor did take a lot of damage though. Not sure exactly where that went down, but it's not the it's not a very firm 5-on-4. Acor is quite low.
As I said as well already, Copenhagen Flames have been experts in bail themselves out of situations like this, and admittedly that was more on the T side, but we'll see if they can sort of have that success on the defense here as well, as Yabi 24-7. Called him an animal before, he's more of a monster now. Has already frozen. Doubles up the score for just a moment before Hooksy is able to reply back. And that's now a 10th kill from him. Has been starting to find these frags, you know, since you mentioned that they may need to step into the fold in this game to push Copenhagen Flames across the line. That's now quite a few kills in a few rounds for him. God, this is awkward. Yabi up on top. Almost gets himself free, but they've been able to bring it into the one-on-one, and just quick as you like, Dexter is able to save the round for the mousesports side. That's how quickly things can turn on its head when you're playing against this Copenhagen Flames side. I couldn't even take in what was happening, Dean.
I believe the first player he shot at as well was Dexter. I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, because Rops was the low one, so he shoots at Dexter here. Doesn't quite finish him by 1 bullet. Finishes off Rops, but it somehow didn't go through Dexter. And because of that, Dexter wins it. That's just down to like centimeters on the crosshair, and that would have been the round win for Copenhagen Flames. That's a mad one, just to see how close it comes. But mousesports, they get away with it, thankfully.
Yeah.
Well, letting us slipping around like that would have been heartbreaking. Rops with a good opening here, but they're not up against much, so we're expecting the 7th round to be found. And, well, this is when it starts to look a bit more realistic. 1 gun round at a time, you tend to then have an eco in the round afterwards, so it can close in a little bit quicker than you expect. Decent shot by Rye. I don't think it's going to give them too much more.
You don't think so, no. Should just be without that nade, somehow to the passage. Not sure how, but maybe the... Oh, actually, was the X-ray lying to me? Maybe the X-ray was lying to me, actually. Maybe it's further back. But now 7 for the mousesports side. 3 in a row. Not quite time to pull out the party poppers and the bunting just yet, but I mean, maybe a little bit more of a respectable scoreline, if nothing else, at the moment. As the Copenhagen Flames will now invest into this gun round. Obviously, as you said, that eco makes things a little bit easier for mousesports. As you begin your climb, you start to break the economy, and then you have these sort of sequential rounds where it's like full gun round and then a bit of an eco. Full gun round, bit of an eco. And as long as you just manage those ecos, keep your economy strong, you give yourself a really good chance and of just keeping that sort of Copenhagen Flames side down and racking up the rounds one by one. Nico Dos does have the AWP up though, as does Acor. But Rops has already got himself in towards events. Could be an interesting position later on in this round, as it looks like they might set up a bit of outside utility here. Potentially a bit of a smoke wall to go down.
Did damage Rops, but I'm guessing with a nade or something, because they haven't actually rotated anyone down as a reaction to the vent drop, so they must not be fully aware of that. So yeah, as you were saying, Rops' position might be awkward later or right now. Oh, the T is... Rops doesn't even know, but we do. As Hooksy was so close to death, he doesn't know that himself. He's living life, continuing on like nothing happened when he was so close to dying 2 seconds ago. But again, what is the plan now? Because they've still got that vent control. Joining up with that player can sometimes be a little bit of a difficulty, but they've already got a few of them now, never mind, alongside him, including the bomb. Leaving just, I believe, the one lurker in Frozen up there who's trying to hold, I believe, outside of main to see if he can catch some of the rotators if they try and go down secret as well. But there is already 2 players on the bomb site itself, and Zyphon, good for at least one before he falls. I don't think the op's going to be able to do anything about the bomb plant, though, so likely just going to have to come into the 4-on-4 retake, and they don't have a kit for that retake. So it's probably worth saving considering the scoreline. They'll have a chance, a pretty good opportunity then in the next round to get the finish done as well. On the other hand, I don't think this 4-on-4 retake would go very well for them at all.
No, I think as the Copenhagen Flames, you have to save here. I think just for the lack of kit is the main point. You just don't have the time to go for this one. Maybe if it was like a 2-on-2 with no kit, you might consider it where you only need to find 2 players. But when you have to find 4 players, it's just so difficult. And Frozen catching Yabi there makes life a little bit more difficult. Every gun they take away here is a gun that Copenhagen Flames obviously won't have in the next round because they'll take the eco here, I think. Maybe buy up a couple pistols for those for Zyphon and Yabi, just so you have a bit of extra weaponry around these rifles and the AWP. But you'll just use this as a bit of a sort of extra attempt to do damage, and maybe if you're lucky, steal away around. You're not gonna fully commit to trying to win this round out. I don't think in like 99% of chances.
With the A1Ss though, maybe they can just about drop them. It's not necessary because of the scoreline. If they had to live to 4, they 100% would have went for it, and it looks like they are still going to go for it here. But as you were saying, there's going to be a little bit of a limit to the nades. I think one of them might have been put onto a weaker weapon. I don't know, has Hooksy got an M4? No, we went for the FAMAS so that they could get the extra few nades in. And obviously now you can share around the nades if you want them on specific players. Not something you could do in the past. Just if you didn't have the money, you were screwed.
Yeah.
So that will come in really handy just for players in certain positions where it's a bit more necessary, such as maps like Inferno for the B players and such. But here we go. 7 more rounds in a row is what's needed for mousesports. They've narrowed it down by 4 already. Decent chunk off of it. Still a pretty decent amount to go as well before it really starts looking like the realistic comeback, I suppose. Oh, good spam. Doesn't do too much damage. But it looked to me initially, as I was on Yabi's perspective, that he was getting hit up a little bit more. Thankfully, the vent is pretty thick. They used good quality metal when they were crafting it.
mousesports now over a third of the way there in terms of the comeback. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like them going for this this gun round here, Copenhagen. I think it's just better you sit with the sort of lesser weaponry, have a bit of a little bit of an interesting chance to maybe pick up the crucial final round with an interesting buy. But I think it's better if you go for the sort of save buy up in the next, when you just give yourself as many full gun rounds as possible with all the utility, all the trimmings. Give yourself as many chances like that, rather than these sort of mixed weaponry, half investment sort of. It doesn't make sense to me, but we'll see if it pans out, because Roy, he's spotting out a little bit. He's going to drop a nade on the squeaky door. Or not the squeaky door, the double door rather. That door opening for Nico Dos might provide a little bit of a sight line to find some shots, but Roy now up on the rafters might be able to find shots himself. As Yabi is the first to fall, Roy will hear that bomb planted. He's not able to find any shots. It's not until he spots B-Mass, and he's going to drop down, look for more. Oh, he almost gets the line up. He takes down Dexter and almost finds a second as well, and Roy is just a man on a mission as Hooksy swings in. It's Rops against 3. Roy has done it all for the Copenhagen Flames, and joke's on me, I guess, because the Copenhagen Flames do take the game with that round.
Nice little jinx, I suppose. But what a play from Roy. The drop mid-air as well as he's dropping down, manages to get the spray and do fantastic damage onto the second player even, and